Krishna. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Manual of Life. So yesterday, before we proceed ahead, I would like to ask some of you can tell us what we discussed yesterday. Yes, let's try to recall something.
Hare Krishna, Ranut Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
So, I just had a thought right now
Yes,
about the same thing. So, if we recall our memories, if we recall so much that everything that has happened in one's life, then why does God not recall the defective products like a
yes,
company recalls?
yeah. Hmm,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Aditi is telling. So we should read or hear Bhagavad Gita with seriousness and sincerity. What does it mean to be serious or sincere in approaching Bhagavad Gita? If you can tell.
Prabhuji, we should read Bhagavad Gita with seriousness and sincerity. Here, seriousness means ki, one should understand the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and apply it into the life. And sincerity means ki, we should not read or understand the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita to fulfill any material desire. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
okay. Very nice, thank you. Sincerity means without any material motivation, we should read. And seriousness means we should hear or read Bhagavad Gita with the desire to understand the philosophy and to apply it in the life. Good, very nice, thank you. Yes, Jitesh, bro.
We should, like 33% of the sincerity is listening to the Bhagavad Gita just as Krishna said it through a bona fide devotee. Um,
Yes.
and another 33% is about understanding the Bhagavad Gita rightly, and
Yes.
the rest 33% is implementing the Bhagavad Gita with the guidance from a spiritual master like you.
Not like we are
Certainly.
trying to. Srila Prabhupada is our special master. So under him, we are trying to understand the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. But of course, so this first 33% is that we should hear attentively every day, regularly and attentively. One must pay oral reception. It is said oral reception. Prabhupada writes, oral means this ears. We should involve ears very nicely. We should hear and include our mind also, reception, receive it properly. And then we should, next 33% is that we should not just attentively hear, but we should try to hear with full attention in order to grasp the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So, in order to be able to understand the philosophy of Gita, we should be ready to inquire, ask questions, and when we are asked, we should be ready to answer. So that involves another 33%. The next 33% is that whatever we understand in the philosophy, we should gradually implement it in our life. Okay. So in this way, if one goes on hearing Bhagavad Gita very attentively, so definitely, he, by the mercy of the Lord, all his past mistakes will not act upon him. So that is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita itself. Lord Krishna himself says, Sabidharma Parityaja Mamekam Saranam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvapebho Moksheshami Mas. So if one takes shelter of me, then by his mercy, Krishna's mercy, he will become free from all the sinful reactions. So this was Gita Mahatmya second verse we discussed yesterday. So now, when one is able to sincerely and with all seriousness, able to hear and read and understand Bhagavad Gita, the next verse comes, Gita Mahatmya third, so in which Lord Shiva explains, Mal nirmochanam pumsham jalasnanam dine dine sakrit Gita amritam snanam samsara malanasanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water. But if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganga water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. This is Gita Mahatmya third question. So, okay. So I think I had given you some assignment regarding this. The two questions. So first I'll ask, then I'll discuss about it. What does this mean? This third verse. So what does it mean to take bath in the sacred Ganga water of Bhagavad Gita? Yes, and anyone you tell? What does it mean? Is it mean that you take so many copies of Bhagavad Gita and you put on your head and take bath? Yes. Who can tell? Jitesh Bro? Yes, Jitesh Bro. Please tell us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. So, one who takes part in the Ganges, their dirt of sins of the material world are vanquished, but those who drink or bathe in the nectar of the Bhagavad Gita, their past sins are also vanquished and stop acting upon the individual.
Okay, okay, very nice. But my question exactly, what does it mean to take bath? Means who takes bath and what is the water?
To be
Does the body take
entirely
bath?
the soul, to be
The soul?
entirely absorbed in devotion uh, of the Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna.
Okay, okay, very nice. The soul takes bath. And who else takes bath? Three things are there within this system. Rather, four things are there. This body, mind, intelligence, and soul. Four things. So, of course, we are not talking about taking bath of this material body. You already take bath in water every day. So, so who takes bath in the sacred water of this Bhagavad Gita? And what is the water? Water is the pure knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That is the water. And through years, we take bath, years. And who takes bath? Mind, intelligence, and soul. All the three takes bath. So, and all the three have some impurities. The soul doesn't have any impurity, but soul takes bath and it gets some positive effect that we'll discuss later on. But mind and intelligence do have impurities. So by taking bath in the sacred water of Bhagavad Gita means this pure sound vibration, this knowledge, the mind and intelligence becomes cleansed of all material dirts which are present within mind and intelligence. And as I said, taking bath in the sacred water of Bhagavad Gita means to hear attentively. So if you are hearing attentively with your focused mind and intelligence, then actually you are taking bath. If you are not hearing, that means you are just pouring water. Just like sometimes it happens, small kids, they take bath. So instead of putting water on their head, they just throw it away. And water is just wasted. And still they don't get any kind of bath. Then mother comes and takes the mug and she actually bathes the child. Similarly, if we are coming in the classes, that's all right, that's good. At least some little bit you will get benefit. Just like a small kid, he is trying to himself take bath. So somewhat little bit water he can put on his body. So little bit benefit. But actual benefit when the mother knows how to bathe the child. So similarly, if we attentively hear very, then through our ears, this water, sacred water, nectarian water of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita goes inside. Through ears, it goes to the heart. And within the heart is situated mind, intelligence, as well as soul. These three things, mind, intelligence, and soul, is situated within the core of our heart. So then mind, intelligence, and soul, it gets bath of sacred water of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So this is the bath. So what is the impurity? Dirt in the mind, which is cleansed by taking bath of Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Can anybody tell? Someone else also should tell. Yes, Aditi.
प्रभु जी दल्ट है जो काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद मत से
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. The dirt within the mind is lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, madness. These 6 anarthas, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Madh, Matsar, and these 6 anarthas are dirt, because of which mind simply runs here and there. And because of this, specifically lust, Kam, because Kam is the root cause of our bondage in material existence. And from Kam, lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, all the things are generated. Main root cause is lust. So lust is to enjoy sense gratification. That is the lust within the mind. Enjoy sense, to have material desires, to desire to act independently. Instead of thinking, the function of mind is thinking, feeling, willing. These three are the functions of mind. So with these three functions, thinking, instead of thinking Krishna's lotus feet, the lusty mind wants to think about the sense gratificatory activity of this material. And feeling, instead of feeling or experiencing pure love for Krishna, the lusty mind wants to experience dirty, lusty affairs of this material world. And thinking, feeling, and willing. Willing means to desire to act for sense gratification. That is willing. So instead of willing to serve Krishna, the lusty mind forces one to will to do certain kind of sense gratificatory activity. So that is actually dirt of within the mind. So if one hears Bhagavad Gita attentively, so this dirt will gradually go away. And that means the lust will become purified. Lust does not get destroyed. It is not destroyed. Lust is not destroyed. But just like when you wear a cloth, the cloth is dirty. So when you wash the cloth is not getting destroyed, but the dirt within the cloth gets destroyed. It is washed away, and cloth becomes very clear, neat and clean. Then you wear it again very nicely. Similarly, so this lust is the propensity to enjoy this material world. It is washed away. But the real form of lust, that is known as pure love for Krishna, is awakened. So then the person, instead of thinking about the sense gratification, he thinks about the lotus feet of Krishna, thinks about to serve Krishna. So that is the cleansing of this lusty mind. And then he will act also, and he will act for the service of Krishna. So instead of mind dragging us towards sense gratificatory activity, instead of dragging us towards sinful activity, the same purified mind, after taking bath of sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the same mind will then desire to serve Krishna. And the same mind will drag us towards Krishna Bhakti, towards pious activity. The most pious activity is devotional service. So that will be the effect. And next is intelligence. So what is the dirt within intelligence? Yes, can anybody tell? What is the dirt within the intelligence? Actually, dirt is the same thing. Dirt is the same. Yes, lust is the only dirt, but it manifests in different ways. So in the mind, the dirt, because mind function is thinking, feeling, willing. So lust affects our thinking, feeling, willing, and directs us this function of mind towards sense gratification. And the intelligence function is planning, decision, discrimination, and planning. So intelligence is also lusty. Bhagavad Gita Krishna explains that Indriyani mano buddhir asya adhisthana muchyate etayor vimoheta jnanamavritam dehinam. That Indriyani mano buddhi, all the senses, mind and intelligence, all are the resting place of lust. So lust has occupied all these strategic points within the senses, mind, and intelligence. So intelligence is also corrupted. That is known as corrupt intelligence. Just like if you have an application in your mobile or laptop, so if the application is corrupted, so you won't be able to use it for your purpose. As soon as you use it for your purpose, after some time it gets crashed. Similarly, intelligence of those who are afflicted with lust, as soon as they come to temple and as soon as they hear discourses of Bhagavad Gita, then their intelligence gets corrupted and they are no more interested to hear it. But the remedy is this only. This is the medicine. If one goes on hearing Bhagavad Gita and using his intelligence, if he tries to understand the philosophy. So see, simply if one hears attentively, mind gets purified. For the purpose of purifying the mind, if one just hears Bhagavad Gita discourse, or one chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hears it, the mind gets purified. But intelligence gets purified if one understands the philosophy, because intelligence, food of intelligence is knowledge. So as soon as you hear attentively and you understand the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, then the lust within the intelligence is transformed into love. So instead of planning to fulfill the material desires, the lusty intelligence, after becoming purified, it will give you intelligence how you can serve Krishna more nicely. That is the effect. That will be the effect of purified intelligence. So this third lust, anger, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, matsar, which has affected mind and intelligence, because of which the living entity is entangled in this material world. When one comes in contact with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, takes a path of the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, this is purified and he is no longer entangled in this material world. Now the third thing comes, which is soul. So what does it mean taking bath in the sacred river of Bhagavad Gita? How does soul gets benefited? Of course, within the soul there is no impurity. Within the soul there is no impurity. But because the soul is engaged within this material atmosphere, covering of material mind and intelligence, the soul is in inactive stage. Soul is practically inactive completely. So that inactive soul, when the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita enters and touches the soul, it gets vibration. It becomes active and fully surcharged with the desire to serve Krishna. And there is a manifestation of your love for Krishna. That bhava means that prema, love. Krishna explains this in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhavasamanta. Such an intelligent person, bhavasamanvita, means with love and affection, what he does? Bhajante mam. He serves me. He dedicates my life. Then such a person will become so much active that there no material obstacle can, no material impediment can stop him. Just like Srila Prabhupada, you see, even at the age of 75, 78, and 80 years age, he was still running. He was preaching Krishna consciousness. He was speaking boldly. So who was doing this? Body, the material body is going down, but still he was just dragging it. How? Because the soul has been uh, captured by Krishna's words. This knowledge of Bhagavad Gita has touched, not just touched, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita has immensely bathed the soul. And that's because of this, the soul has become completely active in spiritual consciousness, fully developed in love for Krishna. So she acts for Krishna's benefit. Akhil Arthe, Krishna Arthe Akhil Chest. So he does all his activity. Not just 1 hour, 2 hour, 8 hour, 10 hours service. 24 hours, the soul becomes active. So much so that even while sleeping, the devotee, such an advanced devotee, even while sleeping, eating, walking, whatever he may do externally, material body may act in any way, whatever the demands of body are there, but the soul is completely aloof from those activities. The soul is completely merged in the service, transcendental service of the Supreme. So that is the effect of taking bath of the soul. So in this way, one who takes bath in the sacred river Ganga of Bhagavad Gita, his entire existence is purified. In this way, when the mind, intelligence, and soul, all the three things are purified by taking bath in the sacred water of Bhagavad Gita. So his entire existence is purified, astitva. And that is known as Divya Tapasya. That is Divya, as transcendental austerity. So in such a condition, the soul actually becomes liberated from material bondage. That's why altogether all this dirt has been explained in this verse as samsara malanas. Just like the ordinary dirt within the body, on the body, is washed away by taking bath in the water every day. Jal snanam dine dine. Every day you have to take bath. But Sakrit Gitamritam Snan. Sakrit means only once. You don't have to take every day bath. Once taking bath. Once taking bath means only once if one can very attentively hear entire Bhagavad Gita and very attentively hear, and he can very nicely understand the philosophy and accept it, and is able to apply it, that once effect is sufficient, this Gita Amritam Snanam, that will altogether vanquish all his samsara. Samsara. Now, what is this samsara? Samsara means repetition of birth and death. So we can say, although the soul is completely pure, at no point of time the soul can have any kind of dirt. But of course, we can say, because the soul is entangled in the cycle of birth and death, so in this way, the soul is afflicted with this dirt of samsara. The samsara, the rupi mal, is there on the soul, on the body of the soul. We can say like that, although it cannot affect the in one sense, but this samsara mal is there. So when one takes a bath of sacred water of Bhagavad Gita, means through the mind, intelligence, and soul, so one is completely purified, then this samsara mal is altogether vanquished. That means he will not have to take birth again and again and again. This birth will be his last birth. His entire material existence will get terminated, and he will get promoted to pure spiritual life in the spiritual world, and he can just associate with the Supreme Lord face to face. So that is the benefit of one's understanding of. So this Bhagavad Gita has been compared as nectar by Lord Shiva. So this Gita Amritam, that's why this is Gita Amritam, nectar of nectarian song of Supreme, nectar of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Shiva compares it with nectar. Actually, this is a real nectar. This is real nectar. So in the heavenly planets, the demigods, they fought. The demigods, they churned over milk ocean with the help of demons, and they did so lot of tapasya, so big austerity. It was such a great hardship, such a great austerity. They had to perform, both the parties, demigods and demons, in order to churn the milk ocean and get some drop of Amrit nectar. Some of you might have either heard or read about this Samudra Manthan Leela. It was such a great austerity. It was very difficult. Lord Krishna has to take 4 incarnations. Lord Krishna, he became tortoise, he became Dhanvantari, he became Ajita, and he became one more incarnation, Mohini. Lord Krishna took 4 incarnations, and then he took 4 forms just to provide this nectar to demigod. Just imagine. So how powerful or how difficult task it was. If you read, it is mentioned when Lord told them that you bring Mandrachal hill for making it like rod, and Vasuki, Vasuki is snake for making the rope for churning the rod. So all the demigods and demons, they went to get that Mandrachal hill. So it was so heavy that some or other, all of them together, they just lifted it, but because of its heaviness, the hill fell down, and all the demigods and demons, they were killed on the spot. The Lord was waiting. They went to take this Mandrachal hill to make it rod, so that they can come here in the milk ocean. The Lord is residing in the milk ocean on his Anantashesh. So he was waiting for their arrival, but they didn't arrive. So Lord personally went in the form of Ajita. He went and he saw, my God, what happened? Hey, they are all killed. So with his merciful glance, he again made them alive, and then the Lord personally, on his hand, he put the Mandrachal hill, and all the demigods and demons, he put them on the back of Garuda, and he brought them. And then, in order to hold this hill, he became tortoise. And in order to balance it on from the above, he put his lotus hand. And then Vasuki, they were churning Vasuki, but Vasuki was feeling so much tired because it was such a heavy hill. So Vasuki, the Lord entered within the body of Vasuki to give him strength. And finally, when the nectar came, the Lord came in the form of Dhanvantari. He brought the nectar. And then, uh, in order to take the nectar from demons, the Lord took incarnation of Mohini Murti, and he bewildered the demons and gave the nectar to demigods. That was such a great difficulty. The demigods could get some drop of nectar, heavenly nectar. But that nectar is third class nectar, material nectar, of no use at all. In front of course, in front of the real nectar of Bhagavad Gita. But if you compare the demigods nectar in the earthly planet, one cannot expect to get such kind of nectar. That nectar has so much potency that simply once drinking that nectar, which demigods they drank, one will never get any kind of disease. And the demigods, they never get disease, they never get any old age, and their body is always healthy and enthusiastic and energetic. That is the potential of that nectar. Can you expect any such medicine or any such vaccine on the earthly planet that after taking which you will not get old age, you will not get any kind of disease? Is it possible? It is not at all possible. Very difficult. That nectar is also very powerful medicine. Lord Dhanvantari brought it. So nectar was taken by all the demigods. They became very powerful, energetic, no more disease, no more old age. But still, that is material nectar. That is third class nectar in front of the nectar of Bhagavad Gita. Why? Can anybody tell? Why? The nectar which demigods got, that is actually of no use in front of the nectar which we are getting, but still we have no interest, unfortunately. All of you have interest, but I'm talking about others who got the opportunity, but still unfortunately they are unable to come. And some of you also, you do not come regularly. So you are missing this nectar and are trying to run here and there to get some other nectar.